This is an interesting way to start. Okay, where's my face at? Okay, we're in there. We're troubleshooting, guys. What is happening? Okay, cool. This is weird. Okay. Okay, sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone. Welcome to today's live stream. Today we are going to be talking about something that is pretty cool. We'll be talking about... I'm not entirely sure why it's so laggy. That's kind of weird. Today we'll be talking about the new temple announcement that was made in Portland, Maine. Which is quite interesting to see. I'm just going to go to over here because this is kind of weird. Okay, so yeah, we'll be talking about the new Portland, Maine temple announcement that was announced today at a stake Christmas devotional over there in Portland, Maine. And then we'll kind of talk about what will this look like with the future of the church, as well as we will continue to see more temples announced, etc. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go through the article. We'll talk about the last General Conference, what was talked about there as well, pertaining to the future of temple construction and, also temple announcements as well. So the news release says, at a Christmas devotional held for Latter-day Saints and friends of the Portland, Maine stake on Sunday, December 14th, 2025, Elder Alan D. Haney, who a few guys will remember from a few conferences ago, who did the talk about the water bottles being crushed in the cafeteria with President Nelson trying to set the example there. That is what you guys will probably most likely remember him from. He is the United States Northeast Area President, and he read an announcement from the First Presidency of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints of a temple to be built in Portland, Maine. The First Presidency's message to them was, "We are pleased to announce the construction of a temple in Portland, Maine. The specific location and timing of the construction will be announced later. This is a reason for all of us to rejoice and thank God for such a significant blessing. One that will allow for more frequent access to the ordinances, covenants, and power that can only be found in the house of the Lord. This announcement brings the total number of temples operating under construction or announced worldwide to 383. It will be the first in Maine, our first temple in Maine, okay, which is super awesome. Moving on further down the page, it says, as a part of the announcement, Elder Haney shared that in a recent meeting of the First Presidency of the Church, a decision was made that, when directed by the First Presidency, the announcement of the construction of a new temple should be made on location by a member of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles or a member of an area presidency. He added that such an announcement by a member of an area presidency has never occurred before. Tonight will be the first. Okay, so yeah, this is quite interesting. Okay, so we now will start seeing more regionally based and more locally based temple announcements that will, of course, be made known, through the church's main web pages and stuff. But we're seeing that it looks like underneath the First Presidency, or current First Presidency, with President Oaks being the president of the church, we'll be seeing that there will be announced more locally as compared to over General Conference. They may talk about that in General Conference and say, throughout the past few months, we have, announced these few temples as well. So that is kind of interesting to see of how that has kind of played out here. And I think that we'll talk about this a little bit later as well, that we'll continue to see more of these temples being announced on a more local level. So, yeah, that's also super exciting as well. To continue on, which is where we'll be talking about President Oak's 2025, October 2025 General Conference address. He said that temple announcements would be made in a different way. In the concluding session, President Oaks said, with the large number of temples now in the very earliest stages of planning and construction, it is appropriate that we slow down the announcement of new temples. Therefore, with the approval of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, we will not announce any new temples at this conference. We will now move forward in providing the ordinances of the temple to members of the church throughout the world, including when and where to announce the construction of the temples. Okay. Elder Haney emphasized President Oaks did not say there would be no further announcements of new temples, only that the timing and location of future announcements would be determined later. He invited those in attendance to prepare to enter a house of the Lord. Okay, so we see through this that we see two trends here. That one, just clarify some confusion from last conference, that temples will continue to be announced, but two, that they're going to be probably announced on a more local level, which is going to be quite special to those members of the area, that they will be able to hear that from a representative of the church and of the Lord, saying that, hey, we're currently standing in the spot and in the area where a temple is going to be. I think that's a super special and awesome way to announce the future temples, okay? So yeah, I think that this is awesome. This is not exactly the first time that a temple has been announced outside of conference. The last time it happened was in 2021, which was the Ephraim, Utah temple. So that is something that's quite interesting. And even in the earliest days of the church, albeit it was really small in numbers in comparison to now, even at the local level, Kirtland Temple, that was announced at a local level, right? Nauvoo as well. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see these different changes and stuff, but it does kind of make me excited to see. Okay, so let's just go ahead and take a quick look at just the statistics really quick. Okay, so we have 204 operating temples around the world right now. So you can kind of get a map of, you can kind of get a feel of all that is happening right now around the world. Super awesome to see the growth of the church, right? All these blue dots also are dedicated temples, at least with that in that shade. I'm not entirely sure why it's bugging out like that, but it is what it is. So yeah, we have none that are temporarily closed right now. So, but we do have 3 that are opening soon. The Burley, Idaho temple, you have the Harar, Zimbabwe temple, and then you have the Alabang, Philippines temple that are going to be opening soon, which is super exciting. Then we also have a lot more that have been announced all around the world. So it's super exciting to watch as these will enter into their construction phases. We'll see. We also have a few that are underneath renovations right now. Stockholm, Sweden. We have the Manhattan or New York temple. You have the Orlando temple. You have San Diego. Then you have the Salt Lake City temple, of course. And then you have the Provo temple there as well, where it's getting complete makeup job, as well with the Kona Hawaii temple as well. So those are also Stockholm, Sweden. I'm not sure if I mentioned that one, but yeah, those are the temples that are currently under renovations right now. And then we have about 58-ish temples that are currently under construction as well, which is super awesome to be able to progress and track it all. So yeah, that is basically like kind of the rundown on statistics. What we kind of see is that we have these large numbers of temples that are currently under construction, which is going to be quite interesting to see of how the church is going to be able to spread the resources to help make these, to build these temples. They have so many that are now in construction phases that they're, with construction crews, etc. It's going to be kind of hard to be able to manage that. So it's important that we also keep that in mind, which is probably a reason of why we're seeing kind of a slowdown as well. There could also be the reason of that we're waiting for membership to catch up to the amount of temples that we have. So yeah, there's a few different reasons of why I foresee this happening the way it is. So yeah, that's also something to keep in mind. So with everything that we kind of talked about, we're going to be seeing the announcement of more temples coming soon. Okay, as Elder Haney emphasized down here. So where could those be? Okay, I had a video that came out right before the October 25 General Conference that basically talked about, hey, these are the top 20 predictions for upcoming temples. Okay, so this is done by a Latter-day Saint who is basically an analyst of all statistics. He's basically the nerd of all nerds, so to speak. And on his blog, he says that these 20 locations here, I'll kind of scroll down a little bit for you guys so you can see the 19th and 20th spots. So he says that these locations could potentially see a temple in the future. Okay, he made the prediction that number 14 here on the list, Augusta, Maine, could be one. And we eventually would see, of course, with today, in hindsight, that it would be Portland, Maine, that would get that, which is not exactly too far away, but still in the same area. So yeah, that's super awesome. We're excited for the Saints there. So I don't know, it's going to be quite interesting to see what temples are going to come next. I'm still praying for my Rigby, Idaho temple. I'm praying for it. I want it. I may be a little bit biased there, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see how the Teton River temple goes, which is the second temple there in Rexburg. So yeah, we'll see how that all goes. But yeah, there's a lot of growth that's happening within the church, and there'll be a lot more growth to continue, especially as we continue towards the second coming. And it's important that, you know, we're patient as we watch these temples grow and mature, so to speak. So yeah, the church is reaching into new nations that it hasn't before. For example, there's talk of over here in the Seychelles, starting to church being opened up to proselyting there in the Seychelles. Elder Razband recently went over there. The president of one of the area presidents of Africa went over into the country of Chad to talk with some of the prime ministers over there a few days ago. So they were able to have some productive talks over there. The big issue there in Chad is that there's not a lot of member base there. So we'll see what happens there. The church has provided a lot of humanitarian efforts and stuff with the war that they have with Sudan. So yeah, we'll see. That's something that we will continue to see, is that the church will continue to provide humanitarian aid to a lot of these third world countries, which from there will be able to help open up the gospel in those countries as governments, you know, rely on the church a little bit more, and as those, you know, friendships and bonds are made. So we'll continue to kind of see, a lot more of these countries, especially over here in the Middle East, open up, and also in Africa as well, to the gospel. So I think that's also something that is super cool that we can do within our church. So yeah, really this all points back to the gathering of Israel, right, on both sides of the veil. The work is not stopping, it is not slowing down, it is still increasing. Okay, so that is something to continue to think about. As we've seen today, that temples are still being announced. I'm excited for the saints that are over there in Portland, Maine. I hope that they can be able to prepare for the new house of the Lord over there. And, you know, I'm excited to see what temples are next in line. So, yeah, I especially expect to see a lot more temples coming in Africa. Okay, there's a lot of growth in Africa. I'm anticipating a lot more to come. So, yeah, we'll see. So, anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today for this live stream / video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Where's your position in all of this? What do you think the future of temple construction announcements will look like? So yeah, just feel free to let me know about that in the comments below. And yeah, I love y'all, and I also would like to apologize for not doing a Come Follow Me live stream today as compared to this. Basically, I have done a Christmas lesson for the past 2 or 3 years doing Come Follow Me, so I'm just like, you know, with this news, I might as well talk about it, because it's something that we talk a little bit about here on this channel, so yeah. Anyways, so I want to kind of excuse that Come Follow Me live stream. So yeah, we'll probably come back next week for our Come Follow Me live stream. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't even know what next week's Come Follow Me live stream is. We should probably look at that. Come Follow Me. Let's see. So yeah, we're starting the Family Proclamation to the World. Okay, yeah. So yeah, feel free to go through and look at that on your own time, and then it's the Christmas lesson. Okay, my apologies for getting that out of order. So yeah, so we'll see. I'll probably do Come Follow Me live stream next time. I'll do another Christmas lesson. I apologize. Y'all, I promise I'm only under a little bit of stress at the moment. So yeah, as per the future of this channel, I did have a community post over on my community post area of my channel. So if you guys want, you can feel free to go over and check that out. I post quite frequently over there, keeping you guys in the loop of videos and everything else, of my my recent trip as well. So yeah, basically I have this last 4 days basically of school, and then I go on Christmas break, and I hope to grind out a whole lot more videos over Christmas break. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, there's a lot of videos up in the works, especially with my recent church history trip. I'm super excited to share with y'all. So yeah, a lot of stuff, very stressful and also exciting time for me in my life. So 2026 will be an awesome year. I'll be getting my mission call, which you guys will be seeing here on YouTube. We'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about the future of this YouTube channel while I'm on my mission. There's a lot of different other ideas I'm floating around in my head with 2026. I want the channel to continue to grow and not kind of die out on my mission. So we'll talk about that. And I got some ideas. So anyways, well, I love y'all, and I hope that you guys have a good week this week. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Goodbye, everyone. It's just my camera, honestly. That's being weird.